Oh boy, a fax. Yeah, no detective worth his salt would be without a fax machine. Well, it's another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Key Lime Largo. I'll put this in my comic book rack. My friend Louie runs the Brew and Stew, and this is his personal brand of coffee. I gotta say, it packs a wallop. It's a note from my old friend Archie Ellis. Apparently he's out of town doing some research. When he returns, I'll need to ask him about the case we're working on. What on earth is this amount of cash doing in my office? If someone was trying to hire me to do something, it probably wasn't legal. I better put this away until I know exactly why it's here. When things get slow in the detective business, I've always been able to fall back on my skills as a dance instructor. When things get slow in the detective business, I've always been able to fall back on my skills as a dance. These are my credentials. They don't just give this to anyone. You have to pay a fee. These are my credentials. They don't just give... These are my credentials. They don't just give this to anyone. One of my golf partners. Old Bogey, we call him. Ah, my old trusty Victrola still seems the same. Plays my 78s. Oh, man. My Richie Havens signature guitar signature disappeared. That'll teach me to get an autograph with a dry erase marker. It's my Gene Autry fake book. Whenever I'm feeling low, I can sing the songs of my hero. Oh, man, this record's broken in two. The Maltese Falcon? I don't remember picking up this little souvenir. How long was I knocked out? Sometimes, I wish I had a talking gumball machine as my wacky sidekick. That's a drawer. Mike Hammer books are great, but I prefer stories about his crazy nephews, Mike and Ike Hammer. I try to collect all of their candy comics. Blue's always useful. An article on the Russian White Movement. Am I truly so bored I'm reading Russian history? This looks interesting. Probably a book on how to map out fun spots to visit inside your brain. Ah, the Colonel. He was my first real mentor in the PI business, and here he is giving me a helpful tip.
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. And never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship goes beyond blood and race and politics. You gotta find out who your friends are, then you hold on to them.
I always get the chill of fear down my spine whenever I think of him. These are the fedoras I've collected over the years, and I take great care of them. Hey, one of these has a hole in it. How did that happen?
Old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam! Hey, bam, bam, bam! Bam! Bam, bam! Bam! And you!
Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know.
Oh, my hell. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. These are the fedoras I've collected over the years, and I take great care of them. Hey, one of these has a hole in it. How did that happen?
Old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam! Hey, bam, bam, bam!
Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
Well, I sure don't remember how these holes got in the wall. They look fairly recent, judging from the debris.
Who would have done this? And why? Archie Ellis wrote a book? I bet this sells for pennies on eBay. Well, this happened on my first case. I was in the shootout of my life at the warehouse district. I took a bullet, and while I was recovering, I swore I was always going to use my brains before brawn. My indispensable water cooler still doesn't have paper cups. Whoa, I've never seen this much money in my life. If this is my money, what are they paying me for? Footrest. Picked it up at a government warehouse sale years back, but I've never had the nerve to open it all the way. What's up with the bed? Looks like it's for a Lothario instead of some hard-working down-on-his-luck PI. Am I going crazy here? I certainly don't remember this piece of furniture. Looks like a genuine antique instead of something I normally get at a white elephant sale. I certainly don't remember this piece of furniture. Looks like a genuine antique instead of something I normally get at a white elephant sale. Yeah, I remember years ago I was finishing up the latest Mike and Ike Candy Kids adventure, and I realized I devoured several chapters and it wasn't agreeing with me. I could feel my stomach churning like a volcano, and I realized I wasn't going to make it to the bathroom.
Oh, what? I'll get you, Murphy, if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah, it's kind of been a sore spot in our relationship ever since. That was from my first jackalope hunt. What's up with the bed? Looks like it's for a Lothario instead of some hard-working guy. Perfect. All I need is one good night's stand. Yeah, San Francisco looks way different now. Someday, I hope to collect all of the Mike and Ike Hammer comics and place them here. Oh, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me. The door to my back storage room is locked. That's strange. It's one of my business cards, but it looks different. When did I change these? Ah, the Big Finish Detective by your Aaron Corners. Finns make the best detectives. No messages on the vid phone. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean.
What crime against humanity have you created?
Ah, my old trusty Victrola still...
I close my eyes and dream of one, the one I love so dear.
So it wasn't a horrible dream. There are gun shell casings and a shot-out window above the electronics shop. I know I'm involved, but how? I should investigate the area and then find out if anybody else heard the commotion. Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened to Chelsea. That's an empty vial. This photo was taken from the top floor of the electronics shop. Who's over there spying on me? Whoa, it's a picture of me at my office. Someone's been spying on me from the top floor of the electronics shop.
Where is he? He's up at the window. I think we got him.
Someone was shooting from the top of the electronics shop.
He's injected himself. I don't care. Drag him into the speeder.
I think someone was getting abducted. It's the Wardenclyffe Tower, a Nikola Tesla invention. I have the strangest feeling this is related to a case I was working on. It's the Wardenclyffe Tower, a Nikola Tesla invention. I have the strangest feeling this is related to a case I was working on.
Where's he shooting from? Look, the top window. Ah, he just shut out our headlight.
I remember speeder headlights coming down the alleyway. It looks like the dumpster escaped unscathed. Motor oil, the secret ingredient to Louis' Armageddon blend. Louis usually up at this time. I should ask him if he heard anything. Nice graffiti art. Mike and Ike Hammer. Murder, my sweet. This old Buick's been picked clean by the urban vultures. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. Another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Tootsie Rolled. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all... Another Mike and Ike Hammer. Candy Cane Confidential. It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Citizen Candy Cane.
Looks like Louis at the Bruin Stew is preparing to open up shop. You should go talk to him. Maybe he heard something.
It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. The Sweet and Sour Lady. I'll put this in my comic book rack back at the office. This is the Bruin Stew run by Louis Lamintz. Nicest guy on Chandler. He let me run up a tab a time or two. It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco's most notorious smugglers and petty criminals. that being part of a historical landmark is not really helping my midlife crisis. I'm here to see my pal Louie, but I see a pretty brunette at the counter. I have the feeling she recognizes me, but I have no idea who she is.
Well, hello, stranger.
Is Louie here?
He's in the back, getting ready to open. You're up awfully early. Want some coffee?
Sure. I like it like my heart.
Black.
Yeah.
Is that blood?
Ow!
Oh, hush. Been out picking fights again?
Maybe we should introduce ourselves.
You do, huh? In the mood for a little role-playing? Who do you think you are? Mr. Tall, blonde, and bloodied.
You seem to know who I am. Who are you?
I'm Taylor, and I'll be your nurse. I recommend 2 aspirin and lots of bed rest. Maybe all afternoon long.
Maybe I should go find Louie.
You shouldn't go drinking without me. Next time, call me and we'll get sloshed together. Ah, geez, I'm late. I got a new extension at work. I'll send it to your smart Alex. Please, go see Dr. Donahue at the North Hill Clinic. Call me after and tell me what she says about that noggin of yours. See you, Uncle Louie.
See you, Taylor.
Mr. Murphy, what are you doing here?
Mr. Murphy? Come on, Louie. What happened to Moith?
Is there something I can do for you? Because if not, I got stuff to do in the back.
Hey, tell me when you had time to remodel this place. I mean, I was in here a couple of days ago.
Couple of days ago? You drunk again? I told you, you ain't allowed in here. You've been drinking.
I had a few drinks last night at the Golden Pagoda, but I wasn't drunk.
What happened to your head?
I don't know. I woke up on the fire escape. I go into my apartment and everything is different. The street, Chelsea's newsstand, you. Everything is completely different. I mean, I don't know whether I'm tripping here or having a bad dream or something.
What's the last thing you remember before you woke up?
I don't know, but something with Chelsea.
Chelsea? What day do you think it is? No, hold on. What year do you think it is?
What year? Are you serious? It's 2043.
Oh, jeez. Look at that calendar. Over there, on the fridge.
2050. What the hell's going on here? Last night, Chelsea and I went to the Golden Pagoda.
I think the wording was very, very attractive.
Oh, no!
What? It's me.
Look, somebody has stolen our car. I mean, here I am, my speeder's stolen out here. I'm sitting on a great... God, that was hot!
Oi! Would you guys like a lift to the cop shop?
No, we'll walk.
He's really just trying to do us a favor.
Chelsea, I'm getting a really bad feeling about this. It's like some sort of danger.
Deja vu.
The Fabergé World Tour 44, the most exotic and exquisite exhibit of the day.
Who's your mate?
Oh, that's Tex. He's having a very bad day.
That true, Tex?
Oh, no. Everything's just going peachy.
Well, things could get worse, sir.
He shot me. He shot both of us. He shot me. There's nothing. Why isn't there anything?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mike. It wasn't last night. It was 7 years ago.
What the hell is that?
Looks like you got injected with something. Maybe that's what's messing with your head. Or maybe it's that goose egg. Either way, buddy, you gotta see a doctor.
What about Chelsea? Where is she? I mean, is she okay?
You said to never say nothing about her. Never again.
Louis, I don't know what kind of bastard I turned into over these last 7 years, but this is me, Tex. You've got to tell me where Chelsea is. Louis, please tell me.
That night, you and Chelsea just disappeared. You showed up a few weeks later. You couldn't remember nothing then neither. But Chelsea, she never showed up.
Yeah, those gunshots we heard have to be connected to me. I'd better get out there and investigate before the cops get here.
Mike, you really need to see a doctor. You can't drive in this condition. I'll call a cab. I'll have them wait till you're ready to go. It sure is good to have the old mice back. I don't want to get all mushy, but I missed you, Mike. We don't get too much of that stuff around here anymore. Cops have been good about cleaning things up. I got no idea who would have been doing the shooting or getting taken. Clint's done a real nice job, don't you think? Good to see the neighborhood getting fixed up. I don't got a ladder. You might want to check at the Golden Gate Hotel. They've been doing a bunch of renovations. I like that Archie fella. Real friendly. Don't always understand what he's talking about, but hey, different strokes for different folks, right? Yeah, nice to have some fresh blood here on Chandler Avenue. Not really the kind of place I do a lot of shopping at, but some folks seem to like it fine. You know, I love Chelsea like she was my own daughter. I still miss her, even after all this time. I forget. You don't remember nothing about Taylor. She works for the Bay City Mirror, does a lot of investigations, and she's a real peach. Sweet, smart, funny. I wasn't too happy that you and her was spending time together, but maybe she was seeing through all that tough guy stuff. She's good that way. Oh, me? I'm just the same as always. Just a little less of me than I used to be. I wish I could tell you everything you can't remember, but I don't know much. You and Chelsea went missing, and then you showed up out of nowhere a few weeks later. A couple of days after, you was gone again. I only saw you a few times after that. A couple of years went by, and then you came back, and something bad had happened to you. I don't know what, but it made you hard and mean, and you just got worse. You got to where I didn't even want you around anymore.
I can't go to the North Hill Clinic. Not now. I need to investigate the crime scene to find out what happened before the police arrive. Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth. That's Rook's pawn shop. Behind Rook's pawn shop is a dirty, ugly alcove that reminds me a lot of Rook himself. These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent. These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent. What's this? This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. Yeah, the city of Old San Francisco picks up the trash once a year. I think we're getting close to our date. Oh, I remember the day I came back to my office to that grisly sight.
I tried for an hour to get Pug's head out of the water cooler, but it was no dice. The police showed up and thought about grilling me until they realized Pug was a mutant. And it was like they couldn't care less.
I guess people are a little apprehensive about taking that bottle back for deposit. Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened to Chelsea. Closed. Yeah, this building's been a lemon for anyone who's tried to open a business here. Looks like Rusty's Fun Mass building has been converted into a Knights of the Templar clubhouse. Rusty the Clown was one of our more infamous Chandler Avenue residents. He ended up in a vat of chemicals strong enough to melt titanium. Heck, Malden. That buffoon always got credit for cases I solved. It's best not to sit on these couches, but if you do, you better be wearing a hazmat suit. Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't. The Presidio. I mean, the Palace of Fine Arts. No, wait, is it the Museum of Science? San Francisco just has too many landmarks. Time to get a new clock. If a bell is on the front desk, I could ring it and talk to the clerk. If a bell is on, a bell will be placed in the lobby if a clerk is on duty. Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a fun new neighbor. Well, this is a flashy new neighbor. Needs a key. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. Needs a key. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found.